Hello, welcome to Screen Talk with yours truly, Nomfanelo. So, usually I don't do predictions for the Golden Globes. I usually focus on the major awards such as the Oscars and so forth. But I figured this time, you know what? Why not? Let's just give it a shot. Now, I previously did video where I shared my thoughts on the nominations and the nomination ceremony. If you want to check that out, it's already out on the channel. And before I get into predictions, I did notice that Marlon Wayans is listed as one of the presenters. And hopefully he's able to redeem himself this time. I don't know what category he's going to present, but hopefully he redeems himself after what happened during the nominations ceremony, which I did talk about in that video when I shared my thoughts on the Golden Globe nominations. So, let's do predictions here. So I'm gonna do both what I think will win and also to personal pick. Sometime and then depending on the category, it probably aligned with both. So and I'm only gonna focus on the film categories. I think the TV is essentially is going to be a repeat what happened with the Emmy Awards and the Critics' Choice Awards. And with the podcast category, I could care less about that one, honestly. So let's do this one here, Best Motion Picture Drama. So we have Frankenstein, Hamnet, It Was Just an Accident, Sentimental Value, Sinners, and The Secret Agent. Okay, so I don't think Frankenstein is going to take this one. Um, Hamnet, I'm like, maybe. Now, if this was, let's say, at like around the fall, I would have said, yeah, sure, Hamnet, because it won the People's Choice Awards at TIFF. So I don't think that's going to happen, but I have seen some people predict Hamnet to win. As for Sinners, I've seen many people, as of recently, predict this one to win, even though that movie is not fully a drama. But I guess maybe, but I'm not sold on it, honestly. So I think it's going to be one of the international titles here. So with sentimental value, maybe that one has a shot. But I really think it comes down between It Was Just an Accident and The Secret Agent. So with the major critics awards, so obviously one battle after another has been sweeping. But I did notice that, in particularly with the LA film critics and the National Society of Film Critics, hopefully I got that name right, The Secret Agent was listed as runner up for that, for those ones. The New York Film Critics, that didn't list the runners up, but I wouldn't be surprised if The Secret Agent was a runner up to that category for Best Picture. So, with those in mind, I'm going with The Secret Agent for the win, and that's also my personal pick as well. But I won't be surprised if, let's say, It Was Just an Accident ended up winning here, but I'm going with The Secret Agent for this category. All right, Best Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy. So we have Blue Moon, Begonia, Marty Supreme, No Other Choice, Nouvelle Vague, One Battle After Another. So outside of One Battle After Another, I think the films that probably have a shot, I would say probably No Other Choice or Begonia. I mean, maybe Marty Supreme, maybe. With No Other Choice, I think with the release date, might work against it because it just came out this week. I saw it in theaters. So maybe who knows? Maybe later in the awards race that could have a resurgence for that one to do well. I mean, we'll see what happens. But yeah, it seems like One Battle After Another is the obvious pick here, so I'm choosing that to win. So the only other movies that I saw on this list were Begonia and Blue Moon. I did not have the best experience with Blue Moon when I first watched it. I need to rewatch that movie again. So I guess. Oh, and I did see Nouvelle Vague. I totally forgot about Nouvelle Vague. So I would probably say for my pick is Nouvelle Vague. I mean, Begonia is solid, but when it came towards the end, I'm just like, no, I was not a fan of. But I guess Nouvelle Vague will be my personal pick, but for the win, one battle after another. All right, best motion picture animated. We have Arco, Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, Infinity Castle, Elio, K-pop Demon Hunters, Little Amelie or the Character of Rain, and Zootopia 2. So I've seen many people predict K-pop Demon Hunters to win. I think for obvious reasons because it is a populist movie, and it's gaining a lot of I would say attention. But I don't think K-pop Demon Hunters is going to win. I'm going with Little Amelie or the Character of Rain. I mean, that movie is a phenomenal movie. It was one of my favorite movies that came out last year. And I'm going with that as both the pick that I think will win and my personal pick. Now, the reason why I'm going with Little Amelie is that, so with Golden Globes, last year, Flo won this category over, oh my gosh, I'm blanking. What was over the Wild Robot? Because many people were predicting the Wild Robot to win, but that lost to Flo. Year prior, The Boy and the Heron won this category over the Spider Verse sequel. So yeah, with those in mind, I'm going with Little Amelie. I would say I won't be surprised if, let's say, Demon Slayer ends up winning because anime has a huge fan base. So I could see that one taking it. I'm not sure about Arco because that movie has not come out yet. Maybe release date just does not matter with these awards as long as the voters seen it. But yeah, so my pick in terms of who I think will win and my personal pick is Little Amelie or the Character of Rain. All right, best motion picture non English language. So we have It Was Just an Accident, No Other Choice, Sentimental Value, Sarat, The Secret Agent, and The Voice of Hind Rajab. So Neon got 5 out of the 6 slots, which is amazing. And also to The Voice of Hind Rajab, which is great for that one. I believe it's coming out in theaters later this month. So I do plan to see it, so looking forward to seeing that one. So I've only seen, as of the time of this recording, I've seen The Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, and It Was Just an Accident. Sarat, I believe I just saw yesterday, it comes out in February. I don't know why it's coming that late. And No Other Choice, I do plan to see that one hopefully over the weekend, if not sometime next week. So, if this was, let's say, in the fall, I would have went with It Was Just an Accident. But now, given how things are shaping up so far, I'm going with The Secret Agent for the pick here because we saw Critics' Choice. It won the best foreign language film there. And how it was handled with the red carpet, that was disrespectful. I did a video where I shared my thoughts on all that stuff. Um, and yeah, I feel like that one is just, it was Secret Agent is just is gaining more steam. So yeah, I'm going with the Secret Agent for both who I think will win and my personal pick. But I won't be surprised if It Was Just an Accident ended up winning this category. But we'll see what happens. Okay, best performance by female actor in a motion picture drama. So we have Eva Victor for Sorry Baby, Jennifer Lawrence for Die My Love, Jessie Buckley for Hamnet, Julie Roberts for After the Hunt, Renata Ransve for Sentimental Value, and Tessa Thompson for Hedda. So, I think it's gonna come down between two people, which is Jesse Buckley for Hamnet and Renata Ranswe for Sentimental Value. Now, I've seen Sorry Baby and Sentimental Value and Hedda. I've not seen Hamnet yet. I've not seen Die My Love or After the Hunt, but I've heard After Hunt is not that great. Um, so in terms of my personal pick, I'm between Renata Ranswe and Tessa Thompson. So either if either of them win, I will be happy. I won't be mad if Eva Vector wins for Sorry Baby. But it seems like right now the odds-on favorite is Jessie Buckley for Hamlet, so I'm going to choose that for who I think will win this category. All right, best performance by male actor in motion picture drama. So we have Dwayne Johnson for The Smashing Machine, Jeremy Allen White for Springsteen, Deliver Me from Nowhere, Joel Edgerton for Train Dreams, Michael B. Jordan for Sinners, Oscar Isaac for Frankenstein, and Wagner Moura for The Secret Agent. So thrilled that Oscar Isaac got nominated for Frankenstein. I thought he did a good job in that movie. So, but I don't think he's going to take this one. I don't see Dwayne Johnson and Jeremy Allen White winning this one. Now, with Train Dreams, had Let's Say that been nominated in the motion picture drama category, I would have entertained Joel Edgerton winning, but I don't think that's going to happen. So I think it's going to come down between Michael B. Jordan and Wagner Moura. So I'm going with Wagner Moura for The Secret Agent for the win here. Now, I feel like just based on what's been happening so far in terms of the critics' wins, um, some would say Michael B. Jordan is the obvious because he won a lot of critics awards over Wagner Moura. But okay, it's been trying to remember off the top of my head. But I believe Wagner Moura won for the New York Film Critics. He was runner-up for the LA Film Critics and for National Society of Film Critics. So and also too did a phenomenal job in that movie. So I'm going with Wagner Moura for the win and for my personal pick. I won't be surprised if Michael B. Jordan takes this one, but I'm going with Wagner Moura for the win here. And I do want to add as a side note, I've seen many people compare Wagner Moura to Fernanda Torres in terms of project trajectory in terms of this awards race. I'm not fully convinced with that, mainly because with Fernanda Torres, yes, she won the Golden Globe, but she did not get nominated for Critics' Choice and BAFTA, but she did get nominated for Oscar. While with Wagner Moura, so far, he got nominated for Globe and Critics' Choice, did not get nominated for SAG and BAFTA. We'll see what happens with the Oscars. Now, I did mention this when I talked about my thoughts on BAFTAs with the long list that just came out a few hours ago. I'll share the link in the description. But I think, again, assuming if the Oscar nomination happens, I think his path could be similar to Regina King for If Beale Street Could Talk, because she won Golden Globe and Critics' Choice, did not get nominated for SAG and BAFTA. Well, of course, here Wagner's different. With Golden Globe nomination, we'll see if he gets to win. Critics' Choice did not win, but got nominated, not nominated for SAG and BAFTA. So, I mean, that was the person that came to mind while looking at his possible trajectory with this awards race. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that. All right, moving on to Best Performance by Female Actor in Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy. So we have Amanda Seyfried for The Testament of Anne Lee, Chase Infinity for One Battle After Another, Cynthia Erivo for Wicked for Good, Emma Stone for Begonia, Kate Hudson for Song Song Blue, and Rose Byrne for If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Alrighty, so I don't see Cynthia Erivo nor Amanda Seyfried winning for this category. Gee, I'm so surprised with Song Song Blue. So I did a blog post where I shared my thoughts on that movie when I saw it as part of Cineplex's Monday surprise movie night. Not a fan of that movie. That's the gist of it. But I really hope it doesn't happen here. Um, so I think it's gonna be between Rose Byrne, possibly Emma Stone, and Chase Infinity. So I'm going with Rose Byrne for the win here, and for my personal pick, she's phenomenal in that movie. She's been winning a lot of critics awards so far, and I think she has a solid shot here. Now what might work against Rose Byrne is that the film is not nominated in any other category. Now maybe that might not matter at the end, but that's just worth noting. So if she doesn't end up winning, I won't be surprised if Chase Infinity were to win, simply because with one battle after another, with the with that movie winning lots of awards. So yeah, Rose Byrne for the win in my personal pick. All right. Okay, best performance by male actor in a motion picture, musical, or comedy. So we have Ethan Hawke for Blue Moon, George Clooney for Jay Kelly, Jesse Plemons for Begonia, Lee Byung-hun for No Other Choice, Leonardo DiCaprio for One Battle After Another, and Timothy Chalamet for Marty Supreme. So I don't see George Clooney winning this one. Thrilled Jesse Plemons got nominated for Begonia, but I don't see him winning either. I would put Lee Byung-hun in a similar boat. Um, Maybe DiCaprio could take this one, but I don't see it happening. I think it's going to be between Timothy Chalamet and Ethan Hawke. So Chalamet won Critics' Choice Award for Marty Supreme. So maybe, but it might be a surprise. But I'm going with Ethan Hawke for the win here because I did notice that he won some notable critics prizes so far. And Blue Moon ended up getting nominated in the Best Picture here for the comedy category. So that helps. So I'm going with Ethan Hawke for the win here. In terms of my personal pick, I'm going with Jesse Plemons for Begonia. I thought he did a great job in that movie. So there's that for this category. All right, best performance by female actor in a supporting role in any motion picture. So we have Amy Madigan for Weapons, Ariana Grande for Wicked for Good, Elle Fanning for Sentimental Value, Emily Blunt for The Smashing Machine, Inga Ibsar Lilias for Sentimental Value, and Tiana Taylor for One Battle After Another. So this category is a toss-up, honestly. I think anything can happen. I think it's safe to say that Emily Blunt is not going to win here. I don't see Ariana Grande winning for this one. So I think it's going to come down to either the Sentimental Value ladies, Tiana Taylor, or Amy Madigan. So Amy Madigan won Critics' Choice Award for this performance. So I could see her winning. Um, Tiana Taylor has also won some Critics Awards so far with One Battle After Another. So I think she did a great job in that movie, but the material could have been better with that one. So I'm going to go with Tiana Taylor for the win here for One Battle After Another. My personal pick would be Inga Ibsdottir Lilias for Sentimental Value. So there's that for this category. And best performance by male actor in a supporting role in any motion picture. So we have Adam Sandler for Jay Kelly, Benicio del Toro for One Battle After Another, Jacob Elordi for Frankenstein, Paul Mescal for Hamnet, Sean Penn for One Battle After Another, and Stellan Skarsgård for Sentimental Value. Okay, so I don't see Paul Mescal winning for Hamnet. Maybe Sean Penn, but I doubt it. Uh, Thrilled Adam Sandler got nominated for Jay Kelly. He was one of the highlights of that movie, Jay Kelly, which I'm not a fan of, but I don't think he's going to win here. I think it's going to be between Benicio del Toro, Jacob Elordi, and Stellan Skarsgård. In terms of my personal pick, I would say Jacob Elordi for Frankenstein. Thrilled that he won the Critics' Choice Award. I saw many people were surprised by that choice. But yeah, thrilled he won here. Um, Maybe Stellan Skarsgård could take it, maybe, but I'm not too sure. So I think for the win is going to be Benicio del Toro for one battle after another. I see he's won a lot of critics awards so far for that movie, so I would say him for the win. But Jacob Lordy is my personal pick. All right, best director for motion picture. We have Chloe Zhao for Hamnet, Guillermo del Toro for Frankenstein, Jafar Panahi for It Was Just an Accident, Joaquin Trier for Sentimental Value, Paul Thomas Anderson for One Battle After Another, and Ryan Coogler for Sinners. So, yeah. So it seems like Paul Thomas Anderson is the odds on favorite to win here, possibly. I don't see Walking Cheer winning for Sentimental Value, but I won't be surprised if that were to happen. Thrilled Guillermo del Toro got nominated for Frankenstein, but I don't see him winning here. Chloe Zhao, I don't see her winning here either. Um, Ryan Coogler, I would say has a shot. I would say the directing is better than the screenplay, in my opinion. So I think Jafar Panahi has a shot on winning this category. So I know many people are going to predict Paul Thomas Anderson to win for obvious reasons, but I think Jafar Panahi is going to take this one for director. And in terms of my personal pick, I'm between Ryan Coogler and Guillermo del Toro for those as my personal picks. So there's that for this category. For screenplay, we have Chloe Zhao and Maggie O'Farrell for Hamnet, Jafar Panahi for It Was Just an Accident, Joaquin Trier and Esco Vogt for Sentimental Value, Paul Thomas Anderson for One Battle After Another, Ronald Bronstein and Josh Safdie for Mighty Supreme, and Ryan Coogler for Sinners. So, yeah, I've seen many people predict Ryan Coogler to win for Sinners. I mean, that's possible. I don't know if it's going to happen, but it's possible. Paul Thomas Anderson, I saw he won Critics' Choice Award for the adapted screenplay, while Ryan Coogler won Critics' Choice for original screenplay. So either of those two could win, I would say. So I don't know what to do here. I don't know what to do. So I think for the win, I'm gonna go with Jafar Panahi for It Was Just an Accident. I think he's going to win here. In terms of my personal pick, just based off this list, I'm between Sentimental Value and Sinners for my personal pick, so either of those. But yeah, there's that for screenplay. Original score, we have Alexander Desplat for Frankenstein, Hans Zimmer for F1, Johnny Greenwood for One Battle After Another, Kang Ding Ray for Surat, Ludwig Göransson for Sinners, and Max Richter for Hamnet. So I feel like this one is a toss up as well too. I don't see F1 winning this one. I don't think Hamnet is going to take this one either, nor Frankenstein. Frankenstein has a solid score. I could see Sinners taking this one with Ludwig Göransson, maybe, or One Battle if they're really high on One Battle after another. But I think this might be left field. I think Sarat could take this one because I think the chances of Surratt winning the international, I keep blanking, the non English language category are slim, honestly. But I think it has a high chance for winning score, so I'm gonna go with that for the win here. In terms of my personal pick, I would say Ludwig Göransson for Sinners, even though it's not my favorite score of his, but it's a solid score, I would say. Best Original Song, Motion Pictures. So we have Dream as one from Avatar Fire and Ash, Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters, I Lied to You from Sinners, No Place Like Home from Wicked for Good, The Girl in the Bubble from Wicked for Good, and Train Dreams from Train Dreams. So, I don't see any of the Wicked songs winning. I don't see Train Dreams winning. I do not see Avatar winning this one. I would say it's between Golden and I Lied to You. So, and I'm really curious too because those songs are also nominated for Grammys, and I wonder if those are going to correlate. I mean, we shall see because I did do predictions for Grammy Awards, so you can check that out if you haven't done so already. So I am going to go with Golden for the win here. And for my personal pick to win in this category, because it's a phenomenal song, I Lied to You is also a great song as well too. I wouldn't say it's my favorite off of that movie. So I'm going to go, yeah, Golden for my pick and for the win here. All right, and this category, cinematic and box office achievements. So we have Avatar Fire and Ash, F1, K-pop Demon Hunters, Mission Impossible The Final Reckoning, Sinners, Weapons, and Wicked for Good. So, honestly, I did not get why Avatar was nominated here, especially since when the nominations came out, that movie didn't come out. But apparently, as I mentioned, my previous Golden Globes video that you could get nominated based off trajectory, which is insane. But I don't see that movie winning. I don't see Zootopia or Wicked for Good winning, nor Weapons. Mission Impossible, I mean, that movie flopped at the box office. I don't know why that's nominated here, to be honest, but I don't see it happening. K-pop Demon Hunters, I mean, with the Netflix of it all, I don't see that winning here. So I think it's going to come down between F1 and Sinners. For this category, I don't know how really they base it for the win here because if we're going to go off of, let's say, which movie made the most money, I mean Avatar obviously, but if it's, let's say, where movies that made whatever at least the minimum, but if we're basing off quality as well too, probably Sinners, I would say. So I'm going to go with Sinners in terms of the win here. Even though it did not make the most money off this list, I think it's an achievement itself that it made a lot of money, especially given that if you've seen before the movie came out, people or pundits or whoever were essentially saying that this movie was going to flop, but that ended up exceeding expectations. I do also wonder too with that whole situation with Variety supposedly or supposedly not shaded this movie in terms of its coverage with the box office. Maybe that will help here. So I think I would go with that one for the win, and also to my personal pick. I won't be surprised if F1 were ended up taking this because for an Apple movie, you know, that's fantastic. But I do wonder too, because if you remember some time ago, Apple mentioned that they were not going to put their movies in theaters anymore because they had the string of flops that of the movies that came out in theaters. Unless if they're changing that now, I mean, who knows? But we'll see what happens on that front. But I would say for the win, in my personal pick in this category, is Sinners. And that's pretty much it for predictions here. So I would love to know what are your thoughts on who do you think will win and who are your picks to win for the film categories. Let me know in the comments section. If you want to support me, visit buymeacoffee.com/numpymaloy where you could donate and also to look at exclusive posts there. Also, if you want to follow me on social media, my links are in the description. And I do have community tab on YouTube. So if you subscribe to the channel, feel free to leave comments there as long as it's under community guidelines. So I want to say thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope to catch you on the next one.